The entire journey of growing tobacco plants begins with the sowing of seeds. The seeds are sown into plastic trays with small holes, which are pre-filled with a specialized growing medium, usually a mix of loose soil and organic compost. These trays are then floated on the surface of water in dedicated ponds or planting tanks. When the seedlings grow bigger, before being transplanted to the field, the tops and upper leaves are lightly trimmed using a cutting machine. Next comes the stage of transplanting the seedlings to the main field. The soil for growing tobacco is usually well prepared into raised beds, with lime and decomposed manure added in advance. Each seedling is planted by hand into evenly spaced holes, ensuring that every plant has enough room to grow freely. Throughout the growing period, the plants need regular care, timely watering, thorough weeding, and the removal of lower leaves or side shoots to help concentrate nutrients in the main leaves. After about 60 to 90 days from planting, the tobacco leaves begin to mature and can be harvested. The older leaves at the bottom of the plant turn dark green, become thick, and are no longer soft. When the leaves have a characteristic aroma and are free from pests and diseases, on several hectares of planting area, machinery is used to harvest instead of manual labor, significantly saving time and effort. Mechanization not only improves efficiency, but also ensures the leaves are harvested evenly, minimizing losses and preserving the quality of the product before it enters the next processing stage. Tobacco leaf harvesters are usually specialized machines designed to be compact and flexible, making it easy to move between the rows of plants. These machines feature an automatic cutting system with sharp blades that quickly and evenly cut the leaves. After the tobacco leaves are cut, they are immediately loaded into specialized transport carts for quick delivery to the processing factory. Timely collection and transportation help preserve the freshness and quality of the leaves, preventing damage or loss of their characteristic aroma before entering the next stage of processing. At the factory, the bales of tobacco leaves are brought into the raw material receiving area, where technicians conduct an initial quality inspection of each batch. They assess the color, dryness, and aroma of the leaves and check for any signs of mold, damage, or substandard quality. Once the leaves meet the required standards for moisture and overall quality, they are transferred to the coarse grinding line. In this stage, the leaves are fed into large shredding machines to tear them apart and remove the tough stems. After that, the shredded leaves are sent to the fine grinding machine, where they are thoroughly processed into tobacco strands with specific length, size, and fluffiness. Next comes the shaping and cigarette rolling stage. The tobacco strands are evenly distributed according to a standard ratio and fed into an automated rolling system. Here, the tobacco is wrapped in special cigarette paper and cut into individual cigarettes with uniform length and diameter. The automated machinery ensures each cigarette contains a consistent amount of tobacco and maintains a precise shape, providing a stable and satisfying smoking experience for users. Once rolled, the finished cigarettes move on to the packaging line. On this line, sensor systems and cameras inspect each cigarette individually, detecting even the smallest defects, such as insufficient filling, misaligned paper, or incorrect length. The cigarettes that meet all standards are packed into small boxes, typically containing 20 cigarettes each. These boxes are then sealed with anti-counterfeit stamps, shrink-wrapped for protection, and printed with full brand labeling and regulatory information. Gold is setting record prices, surpassing unprecedented milestones in financial history. But what gives gold its value? Why does this metal have such a strong allure, overcoming the challenges of time and economic fluctuations? Join us in exploring this in the video to understand the true value of gold and its fascinating journey. Gold has long been regarded as a symbol of wealth and a haven during economic uncertainty. Thanks to its resistance to corrosion, ease of storage, and long-term value, gold has been used by humans as currency and a store of wealth for thousands of years. In 2025, global gold prices have surged sharply, surpassing $3,500 per ounce, a record high driven by fears of economic recession, inflation, and geopolitical conflicts. Central banks, especially in China, have been actively buying gold to reduce reliance on the US dollar. This rise in gold prices is not just a short-term trend, but a reflection of the growing demand for safety in a world full of uncertainty. To extract gold, people commonly use the open-pit mining method with drilling and blasting, a technique considered highly effective in the mining industry. In this method, drill bits create deep holes in the rock layers containing gold ore, which are then filled with industrial explosives and detonated to break apart large volumes of earth and rock. The entire mass of rock and soil after blasting is collected using specialized excavators, loaded onto heavy-duty trucks, and transported to a processing plant. At the processing plant, the gold-bearing rock and soil are fed into a crushing system, where they are repeatedly ground until they reach a very fine particle size, typically below 0.1 millimeters. The resulting ore powder is then subjected to concentration processes using mechanical methods such as gravity separation, based on differences in specific gravity, or froth flotation, using chemical reagents to separate gold. The entire process is designed to optimize gold recovery efficiency, while strictly controlling safety factors and environmental impact. The bulk gold, once formed, must undergo the fire assay process, a traditional yet highly accurate analytical method used to determine the pure gold content in a sample. This technique uses high temperatures to melt the gold sample along with fluxing agents, which help remove impurities and concentrate the precious metal, thereby providing an accurate result regarding the gold's purity. This is a detailed look at the process and steps that take place in a small-scale gold production facility, where each stage is meticulously carried out to create finished gold products.
Every single day, millions upon millions of people around the globe crack open a Pepsi. What is the history of the brand and how is Pepsi's bottle recycling process going? Today, join us on a tour of PepsiCo's modern manufacturing plants. one of the largest beverage companies in the world, to find out the answers to all the secrets of this famous soft drink. Pepsi has a rich history dating back to 1893. It was initially created by Caleb Bradham and named Brad's Drink. In 1898, it was renamed Pepsi-Cola and later shortened to Pepsi in 1961. Pepsi faced early financial troubles, going bankrupt in 1923. Fortunately, Charles Guth stepped in, bought the company, and reformulated the syrup, giving Pepsi a new lease on life. The brand then gained popularity during the Great Depression when it introduced a 12-ounce bottle. Nowadays, Pepsi's rivalry with Coca-Cola has been a significant cultural and market competition. However, Pepsi has continued to innovate, both in product variations and marketing strategies, ensuring its continued success in the soft drink industry. All Pepsi formulas start with preparing a simple syrup, a mixture of purified water and sugar. Then, it goes to the maturation tanks, and the concentrates are added and carbon dioxide is dissolved into liquid under high pressure, creating that delicious sparkling flavor and effervescent effect. Some ingredients like high fructose corn syrup provide the sweetness, while caramel color gives Pepsi its distinct dark hue. Once the Pepsi is ready, it's time for bottling. Empty bottles will be sent to the production line for cleaning and sterilization. The bottling process is a marvel of modern engineering. Sterilized bottles are fed into high-speed filling machines. These machines fill each bottle with the exact amount of Pepsi. The bottling line will go through the grading machine to ensure they are properly packaged and filled with the correct amount of water. Pepsi factories are equipped with sophisticated technology that checks for inconsistencies, ensuring that only the highest quality beverages make it to store shelves. The bottles are then grouped into various packaging formats, depending on the region's demand and product type. Common packaging formats include 6-pack or 12-pack for cans and individual bottles. One of the most exciting eco-developments of the brand is the introduction of refillable glass bottles. Pepsi products in glass bottles will have a separate collection and filling line for returnable bottles. The company will communicate with retailers and locations so that they can collect each used glass bottles to be collected at a bottle reuse area. The returnable bottles will be put into the line to be washed, scalded, and thoroughly sterilized to begin their next life cycle. After being cleaned, Pepsi will still be filled into each bottle. After that, the process of capping, labeling, printing, and packaging will still take place normally. The iconic labels are applied or printed directly on bottles using automated systems. PET bottles are made from special plastic preforms. The initial plastic preforms will be inflated and formed into the correct shape of a traditional Pepsi plastic bottle. PET plastic will help preserve the drinks inside fresh and retain their flavor for a long time while protecting the environment better. In recent years, PepsiCo has made big strides towards sustainability, focusing on reducing its environmental impact through innovative packaging solutions. PepsiCo is also tackling the challenge of plastic bottles. The company's promise in 2025 is that it will produce 100% compostable and recyclable packaging, of which 45% of all PET bottles will be made from recycled plastic, or rPET. Usually, the bottles will be stacked in multi-packs for plastic bottles and larger 2-liter bottles for households. Then, they will be wrapped in a shrink wrapper and stacked. These packs are then loaded onto pallets and prepared for further distribution. Aluminum cans are also a popular form of packaging made from highly recyclable aluminum. These cans are a prime example of innovation and sustainability. The robotic arms inject carefully measured amounts of Pepsi carbonated water into each can with incredible precision. These machines can fill thousands of bottles per minute with not a drop spilled. After pouring, the lid is applied and its edges are crimped. PepsiCo has made significant strides in integrating sustainability into its factory processes. The company is committed to reducing water usage, lowering carbon emissions, and improving waste management. In all its facilities, water efficiency programs ensure that the beverage is produced with the least water necessary. After packaging, the Pepsi products are moved into the warehouses, or loaded onto trucks and distributed to various retailers, including supermarkets, convenience stores, vending machines, and restaurants. After the Pepsi production process and interesting PepsiCo brand stories, what other food or beverage production process would you like to know about? Let us know in the comments. See you soon!